Well, hello and a very warm welcome to the Roseto degli Abruzzi, where you join us for the fifth day of action in the 2021 EUBC Under-22 European Boxing Championships. It's been a fantastic competition so far. Some of the best boxers on the continent under the age of 22, all competing here for championship gold. It has been absolutely so sensational so far. We are at the quarter-final stage. 285 boxers started the event. 193 men, 92 women across 20 weight categories, hailing from 41 nations. And our first contest is at the quarter-final stage of the men's 52 kilogram flyweight division. So both of these boxers just one win away from a place on the medal podium. And this one between boxers from Bulgaria and Italy. The boxer in the red corner is Hessian Radev, the tournament #1 seed. And his opponent, wearing the Azzurri blue of Italy, is Patrick Capai. So each of these boxers in contention for a place on the medal podium here at the European Under-22 Championships. So we're underway then, 3 3-minute rounds. This contest at the quarter-final stage in the men's 52 kilogram flyweight division between boxers from Bulgaria and Italy. The more compact figure, wearing red, is the tournament #1 seed. That is Hessian Radev, 2019 European Youth gold medalist at 52 kilograms. The taller figure just occupying center ring, edging his way forwards and trying to find a home for that southpaw right jab is Patrick Capai. Both of these men competing in their second contest of this tournament, having received byes in the first preliminary round. Precious little scoring punch has landed so far, springing his way out of the corner with a right hand to the body and then left hook to the head was Radev, but he couldn't quite find the range on either shot. So the stalking continues once again. Speculative left jab fired to the body by Radev. You see the feinting with the feet there from Capai, just trying to draw something that he can exploit with his longer straight shots. There you saw the southpaw left, but it was long. And then the follow-up left hand. Again, Radev made him miss by tucking up tightly. It's being conducted in socially distant conditions, this one. COVID safe bubble, but the cheering that you hear is a stand being erected for the teammates and other members of the respective nations, and they are making their presence felt here. What has been a terrifically contested tournament so far. Just beyond the midpoint of the opening round. Right hand to the body tried by the shorter boxer in red, Radev. But again, couldn't quite find the range. And with 2 minutes gone in the opening stanza, well, precious little scoring punches so far. There's a good scoring right hand to the body landed by Radev. And again, in the context of this round, that could well be enough to tilt the balance in his favor. Good right hand to the body landed once again. So Capai continuing to dominate center ring, but he hasn't really found the range. Hitting on the break with a scoring right cross. Didn't have much power on it, but it landed. And again, sneaking his way out of the corner with good footwork is Radev. So he's content to go to the corner and then try and use his quick feet to turn his man and counter as he attempted to there. The familiar pattern resumes once more. There's a scoring right hand to the pec of Capai from Radev. 10-second clapper sounds. Backhand attempted by the man in blue. And there's 3 minutes in the book. Now we will bring you the scores just as soon as they are available. Live scoring available at this EUBC Under-22 European Championships. This the rescheduled tournament from 2020, which had to be rescheduled because of the difficulties in staging live events, and of course it impacted just about every aspect of life for everyone on the planet. So this a rescheduled event from that year, open to boxers born between 1998 and 2002. And here we see the scores. It is a 4-1 split in favor of Radev. Kapai taking it for the judge from Israel. 10-point must system in effect, remember, so one boxer must score 10. So into the second round then, we're aware of the scores. So too our viewers tuning in around the world, and you can bet that the coaches will be in possession of that information as well. Whether they choose to share it with their boxers is a matter entirely for them, as Kapai looks for that southpaw left, but again, couldn't quite find the range. Fencing with the lead hands now, and despite being the shorter boxer, it is Radev who is leading off repeatedly, and he has used the right hand to the body, a straight right hand, to score effectively. Both men take a tumble to the canvas. We're boxing in the open air here at Roseto degli Abruzzi. So no ring lights in effect, at least not the traditional kind where they're all above the ring. Beautiful left hand scored from the more compact figure wearing red. And he tries a right hand to the body as Kapai comes forward once again. Right hand lead to the body once more from Radev, and Kapai, can he try to make an adjustment? 2017 National Youth Championship gold medalist at 52 kilograms, competed in the World Youth Championships in 2018, did Kapai. Here he is, effectively the home boxer, wearing the Azuri blue of the home nation, boxing out of the blue corner, but he hasn't been able to tag this man cleanly. He's done a terrific job of controlling the tempo, has Yasin Radev. Invariably he's triggered off the attacks, but he fell short on his lead off there and was caught by a southpaw right from Kapai, who gets through with a southpaw left as he continues to walk down his man. And again, same tactic employed once more by Radev. Allow the man to lead off, make him miss, and then pivot out of the corner and try and come back with a left hook of his own. So a minute to go in this second round. Left-right combination from Radev wasn't too far away, as again he looked for that straight right hand to the tall, lean torso of the man in blue. He came back with a looping left around the corner. Hands down by his belt line now, Radev, before tucking up tightly behind his gloves once again, as once more he punches his way out of the corner. Now, is it within Kapai's wherewithal to change the tempo, change the tenor of this contest? Because you're just left with the impression that Radev is very comfortable indeed, because he's the one controlling the pace of the bout. Bobbing and weaving near the ropes. Right hand attempted by Kapai, but couldn't quite find the range. So closing seconds of this second round as Kapai inches forwards once again, but it's a right hand success, then followed by a left from Radev, whose back is almost eternally on the ropes. He scores with a beautiful right hand lead, this time on the unguarded chin of Kapai. 10-second clapper has already sounded, and Radev just stealing a glance to his corner to receive some last-minute instruction. Both corner teams sprint up the steps and into the ring to give their boxers instructions. Kapai electing to remain on his feet during the interval. But for my money, it was pretty similar to what we saw in the course of the opening 3 minutes. Nothing wrong with Kapai's competitiveness as he went in search of his opponent, but the greater success, the greater efficiency in terms of punches landed to punches thrown surely came from the man in red. And look at the urgency on this blue corner. That's on the far side of our commentary position here. But they must know that their man is trailing with 3 minutes to go. The live scores will confirm that. And there's confirmation. A 3-2 split in the second round. So for 3 judges, 1, 3, and 5, Yasin Radev has taken both of the 2 completed rounds. He's got a 2018 margin for those 3 observers, which means because you have to win on an absolute majority, Kapai needs a massive final round now. but he's got to go through the gears. Remember, this isn't round robin in tournament boxing, it is single elimination. So can Kapai find something different? Can he find a finishing shot that he needs in order to turn the tables in this one? But again, the same pace, the same pattern has resumed. 19 men lining up in the 52 kilogram flyweight bracket, and both of these men received buys in the first preliminary round, so effectively they boxed in a round of 16. Left uppercut wasn't too far away from Kapai. But he's got to try and make Radev more uncomfortable. There's a nice southpaw left, which beat his man to the punch. He looked for the same shot once again. But the beguiling movement of the tournament #1 seed as he's picked off by another single shot as Kapai checks his eye after the heads came together on the inside. But Kapai has got to sustain the pressure here, and he does so with a right-left combination, which was first and third boxing in response to the single shot fired out by Radev. Good left hand to the body landed by the man in blue, who is doing a better job of closing the distance and trying to let his hands go more frequently than he did during the course of the first 2 rounds. But again, Radev still able to steal a furtive glance to receive some instruction from the red corner. Kapai has got to maintain the attack, sustain the pressure, because he's on the verge of being eliminated from this under-22 European tournament here, short of finding the knockout blow. Beautiful single right hand landed by Radev, and because he punches so infrequently, when he lands with a shot like that, it resonates so much more. Same shot attempted once again, wasn't as clean as the right hand that landed prior to that. But again, the onus surely is on Kapai to try and step things up here. Attempts the right hand lead once more. Kapai tried to counter with a southpaw right hook. As Kapai continues to press, makes Radev miss with the attempted right hand lead, but neither man scored during that trade-off. Big swing with the southpaw left from Kapai, who really gripped the canvas with his toes and wound up. 10-second clapper has sounded. And for my money, it is going to be the tournament #1 seed, Yasen Radev from Bulgaria, who will be going through to the semi-final stage in a guaranteed place on the medal podium. High fives in his corner immediately. It is altogether more subdued over in the blue corner. Kapai never stopped coming, but he just didn't have the wherewithal to prevent this man from moving, to pin him down momentarily and go and find the combination that he needed. I think it's the man in red going through. We await official confirmation.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by split decision in the red corner from Bulgaria.
And there is confirmation. The tournament #1 seed, Yasen Radev of Bulgaria, through to the medal podium and final 4, courtesy of a 4-1 split. He prevails over the home boxer Patrick Kapai, who won 1 and lost 1 here at the under-22 European Championships in Italy. But it is Radev who goes through, the tournament #1 seed, still in contention for top spot in the 52 kilogram medal rostrum. So you can see the volunteers who are doing a terrific job here, just ensuring that everything is disinfected so we can continue this tournament, continue the action here in COVID-safe conditions. Everything wiped down in between contests, and all of the athletes competing in a COVID-safe bubble. Ordinarily, this a coastal resort town, but it's almost as though the continent's best boxers have taken over. during this festival of boxing. It's day 5 of the action here. We'll have the semi-finals tomorrow, then a rest day before we'll move location and the finals will take place at a more permanent structure. But make no mistake, it's boxing outdoors beneath a specially constructed marquee has been terrific. We're getting a coastal breeze. And we remain in the 52 kilogram flyweight division for our next contest.
Representing Ukraine, Maxim Halinkiev. Into the blue corner.
So the boxers introduced now then, and this one a contest between boxers from Ukraine and France. And approaching the boxing ring in the red corner is Maxim Halinkiev from Ukraine. His opponent will take up residence in the blue corner, Ibrahim Bukadeem of France. He's the tournament number 4 seed.
Wales, Judge 4, Italy, Judge 5, Kosovo. In the red corner from Ukraine, Maxim Halinkiev. In the blue corner from France, Ibrahim Bukadeem.
So both boxers introduced then. Both of these men preparing for their second bout of the tournament. And we're underway. Action in the 52 kilogram flyweight division. We're at the quarterfinal stage. These men boxing to see who will face off against the tournament number 1 seed, Yasin Radev of Bulgaria, who booked his place with a very controlled display just a few moments ago. The aggressive little southpaw wearing red is Maxim Halinkiev. Eliminated the tournament number 5 seed, Rudolf Gaborian, to book his place at this quarter-final stage. His opponent prevailed on a wide unanimous point decision verdict over Rade Joksimovic of Serbia. So no prizes for guessing the tactics, as quick feet employed by the compact southpaw wearing red to get inside and score the left hand to the body. Bukadeem altogether longer, rangier, and he'll be looking to employ straight shots against his more compact opponent. Of course, southpaw and orthodox boxer, the position of the front foot can so often be important. Right hand lead not too far away out of that orthodox stance from Bukadeem. Nice right jab landed by Halinkiev on his forward foray. Both men keen to get back into the mix after the intervention of the referee. Right-left combination tried by the man in red. It was short, but then he did land with a looping left to the body. It may have been a slap, but it landed leather on body nonetheless. Nice layback employed by Halinkiev. All of the action taking place in the space of center ring. Right hand not too far away. There's a good left hand landed to the body by the man in red. Dipped his knees nicely to find the range on that one, and then scored with a left-right combination between the gloves of the man in blue. Flashing right hook upstairs, followed by a left hand to the body from Halinkiev, who is using quick feet to close the distance and then get out of harm's way before the reply can be extended by Bukadeem. So final 30 seconds of what has been a busy opening round. And again, falling short with his two-fisted combinations is Bukadeem. Right jab not too far away from Halinkiev. And he sustains the attack to drive the man in blue back towards the ropes on the far side of the ring from our commentary position. Again, nice defense with the gloves. There's a two-shot combination let go just as the buzzer sounded to conclude the action here in ring A. Halinkiev appeared to be the busier boxer during the course of that opening round. Live scoring will be available in just a few moments' time. Both men electing to remain on their feet in between rounds. And there is the scoring. Halinkiev taking it on a 4-1 split. The Italian judge preferring the work of the man in blue. And of course, we've got 5 judges seated ringside, and where you are seated can make such a difference in terms of the action that you witness, the punches that one sees land. So it's not to say that the scoring is necessarily off, but the perspective that is afforded from different positions in a ring, so vital when scoring a contest. So the second round resumes then. Bukadeem, to his credit, is trying to quicken the tempo, but he's met and matched in that regard by Halinkiev. Both of these men experienced in the classification and lower age group ranks. Left hand not too far away from Bukadeem. Bukadeem, European youth silver medalist. Time is being called because we've got a cut. Oh, excuse me, I thought it was a cut, but it's actually repairs to the left bootlace of the Ukrainian boxer. And you see the referee just reminding the coaches that they're not to pass on any instructions during this time. It's not a coaching interval. It's just to repair the equipment on the boot of Maxim Halinkiev, 2018 Youth Olympic Games silver medalist. Commentated on that tournament and saw him make it all the way through to the finals. And here he is, 1 win away from a podium place in the under-22 championships of the continental event. Comes forward once again, looks for a left hand to the body. May have been just off the mark, but the follow-up cluster did see a right-left score out of that southpaw stance. Bukadeem using his legs nicely to make Halinkiev fall short. His right hand lead out of the orthodox stance, blocked by the gloves of the man in red, who then countered effectively. So Bukadeem, his exertions audible as he lets his punches fly, but his accuracy isn't what he wants it to be. Both men getting in a tangle. Bukadeem scored with a nudging right hand during that coming together. Straining the ropes in the neutral corner, just above our commentary position here. The referee allowed them to work their way out of that confined space. And the action resumes with just over a minute to go in the second round. Bukadeem continuing to look for that straight right hand. Often such an effective shot against the southpaw. Neither man taking the opportunity to work on the inside there. And despite the coastal breeze, temperature is rising. Approaching 3:30 local time here in Italy. So the temperature perhaps as hot as it's going to be during this stage of the day. And again, as the boxers find themselves shoulder to shoulder, it took a while for them to demonstrate the art of infighting. They just took the opportunity to get themselves a little respite from the action. Nice right hand from Bukadeem. Looks for a left hand around the corner as another clinch ensues at close range. So 10-second clapper has sounded, and then hitting on the break from Bukadeem, who didn't really let his man go. And there's the horn to conclude the second round of action. Bukadeem tried to increase the tempo. Halinkiev demonstrated his willingness to go with him in that regard. And here we see the scoring. 4-1 split. Once again in favor of the man in red. So the tournament number 4 seed, Ibrahim Bukadeem of France, has got it all to do to overturn the deficit that he faces after 2 completed rounds. And that, well, a shoulder charge tried by Maxim Halinkiev. It's Bukadeem, and he locked up on the inside. Lead left hand not too far away from Bukadeem. Plenty of the action taking place at short range as Bukadeem hasn't been able to establish his range. Possesses speedy straight shots, does Bukadeem, but beautiful hitting and moving with that lead southpaw right from Halinkiev. And again, he's using the feet very effectively indeed just to maintain the gap between he and his taller opponent. And then he's using subtle movements with his own feet to get inside and land with single shots like that. Left-right combination out of the southpaw stance. And meanwhile, Bukadeem swinging away but not really landing on the target. Quick-fisted flurry once again from the man in red to score without reply. And the way he keeps changing angles in front of Bukadeem is making this a very difficult mission indeed for the man in blue. Lands with a right-hand lead there against his southpaw opponent. But the pace of this contest and the angles being demonstrated in this contest are generally being controlled by the man in red. Stepping off both left and right. And Bukadeem is just continually having to reset after Halinkiev employs that tactic of hitting, spinning off. And just like that, right jab flicked out. And he's continually moving around the space of the boxing ring. And Bukadeem, well, he keeps on coming, but he hasn't found a range with any regularity because the man in front of him is doing a terrific job of using angles just to shift, sometimes almost imperceptibly. As Bukadeem looks for a right hand, couldn't quite find it. Keeps on coming forwards. But there's the example of wonderful lateral movement being demonstrated by Maxim Halinkiev. Closing seconds of this 3rd and final round. And Bukadeem, despite his endeavors, hasn't been able to find the dominant 3rd round that he needed, having conceded both rounds 1 and 2 on a 4-1 split. And it will be, for my money, Maxim Halinkiev who will be going through to the semi-final stage at the conclusion of that quarter-final bout. We need official confirmation, of course, but a very good display indeed by Maxim Halinkiev. After eliminating the tournament number 5 seed in the round of 16, it looks as though he's going to have eliminated the tournament number 4 seed here at the quarter-final stage. Let's get the official verdict to see who is going through to face Yasin Radev.
The winner by split decision in the red corner.
And there is confirmation. A 4-1 split decision winner. Maxim Halinkiev of Ukraine eliminates the tournament number 4 seed Ibrahim Bukadeem of France, the former European youth silver medalist, defeated on a 4-1 split. And it will be Halinkiev against Radev in the semi-final bout scheduled for tomorrow. What a contest that promises to be between 2 skillful operators. So with the COVID-19 safety protocols followed efficiently by the volunteers once again, the action continues here in ring A. And we remain in the 52 kilogram flyweight division. And this one between boxers from Russia and Germany. The boxer in the red corner is Russia's Artem Zakirov. His opponent is Germany's number 6 seed. That is Ibrahim Omar Salah, or Omar Salah Ibrahim. There is the diminutive man in the red corner, just having his equipment checked by the referee. Artem Zakirov, 2020 National Championship silver medalist. His opponent, Omar Salah Ibrahim. So we're underway then. On what contrasting statures we have in evidence here in this 52 kilogram flyweight contest. The compact, muscular figure wearing red is Artem Zakirov. Eliminated the tournament number 3 seed in the round of 16. Here he is facing off against the tournament number 6 seed. That is Omar Salah Ibrahim. Omar Salah Ibrahim, by virtue of that number 6 seeding, didn't box in the round of 32 and won on a unanimous point decision over Gerlianu of Georgia to progress here through to the quarterfinal stage. Nicely picked left hand to the body by the man in blue. Experienced operator. Bustling away to the body is the compact figure wearing red, and that is Zakirov. And again, even though this one being contested behind closed doors, no paying public in attendance, but plenty of support being provided by their teammates. As Salah looking to use his range, terrific use of the feet, and there's that left hand to the body once again that he fired and landed in the first 10 seconds of the contest. But Zakirov will not be deterred. He competing in his 3rd bout of this under-22 European Championships. But terrifically quick feet being demonstrated, and the left jab being poked out. Good right hand attempted to the body by Ibrahim, but he's warned for holding out that left hand like a measuring stick. Often a tactic used by taller fighters against more diminutive opponents. Oh my goodness, well, excessive holding, and a point has been removed already from the card of Omar Salah Ibrahim. So the German boxer wearing blue can score no more than 9 effectively in this round, because whatever score he actually accrues at the end of this first 3 minutes will be subject to -1, having been docked a point for excessive holding. Now he's trying to get the jab working once again. He's beaten with a left hand by this on-rushing figure in red, Artem Zakirov. And it's Zakirov doing the holding there, tucking the hair and the head of the man in blue beneath his left armpit. There's the use of the left hand as a measuring stick once again by Ibrahim. Ibrahim looking to show his prowess at fighting on the inside. Rough house tactics employed with the forearm by Zakirov. But again, the more we get into those toe-to-toe, shoulder-to-shoulder type of exchanges, the more you have to figure that plays into the hands of Artem Zakirov. So, an incident-filled opening round. Plenty of action from both boxers. And it was actually the bell from ring B which caused the boxers to break the action before the horn had sounded to indicate 3 minutes have elapsed here in ring A. But no harm done. But Ibrahim Omar Salah docked a point in round 1 for excessive holding. And he used good feet during the course of that opening round. He may well have conceded it anyway, because the longer the round went on, Zakirov had more success getting on the inside. And so you can see 10-9 for 4 judges. And so that means it is effectively 10-8, because as the graphic at the bottom shows, a point has been deducted from blue in round number 1 for excessive holding. He has conceded the first round. 10-8 for judges 1, 2, 3 and 4. Judge 5 from Wales scored in his favour, in Ibrahim's favour that is, so with a point deduction that makes it 9-9. So after 3 minutes of boxing, Omar Salah Ibrahim, the tournament number 6 seed, has got himself a proverbial mountain to climb, having been docked a point for excessive holding fairly early on in the course of the first 3 minutes. And there you see is Zakirov, who's using a veteran's move of not looking as though he's tying his man up, but he's most certainly tying his man up. So very much a case of 6 of one and half a dozen of the other in terms of the holding stakes. It's only Ibrahim who's been punished so far, who looks to bring the right uppercut into play. Now looking to get his jab working, but Zakirov doing a terrific job of sitting on his man's chest, bobbing and weaving his way to the inside before looking to bustle away with punches to the body of the man in blue. And again, he's having success at negating the first straight shots from Ibrahim, getting himself into his own punching range, nice bobbing and weaving to dip beneath the straight shots, and then looking to score at short and mid-range, as he is with that burst of punches there to both body and head. He's doing a terrific job of Zakirov of getting into his own preferred territory and scoring effectively to the long, lean torso of Omar Salah Ibrahim. Approaching the midpoint of this second round as the pressure continues to be poured on by Zakirov. Will not give Omar Salah Ibrahim any respite whatsoever. Just stealing a glance to his corner is Zakirov, and he gets inside once again, lands with a left hook to the head and right hand to the body. Right hand lead poked out by Ibrahim. Looking for the flashy right uppercut, which did score. That brings a round of applause from his contingent here at the Rosetto degli Abruzzi. But it's single shot successes. They may be eye-catching from Omar Salah Ibrahim, but the volume is coming from the man in red, just as evidenced by that burst of activity there. He simply will not give the man in blue any breathing room. He's back into his own preferred working range once more, looking to score before wrestling his man down to the canvas. And he's doing a terrific job of applying educated pressure here as he lands with the right hand on the resumption, bobs and weaves, and then lands with a left hook to the chin once more. Salah clearly knows what he's doing in the boxing ring. Terrific use of the 1-2 while moving laterally to his left. But once again, it is Zakirov who gets into his own punching range and works away with bent-arm punches. Well, time has been called. The waistband on the kit of the boxers must be visible for everyone in attendance and those watching, principally to help determine whether a blow is fair or foul. Hence the phrase below the belt. As the bell sounds to conclude the action in ring B, fight action continues here in ring A as Zakirov walks his man across the ring in a headlock, but yet it's Omar Salah Ibrahim who is spoken to. Well, it's been a very clever display this by the man in red. And he did a terrific job of fighting on the inside once again. Remember, he took the first round on a 4-1 split. And when you incorporate the point deducted, it was 10-8 for judges 1, 2, 3, and 4. Seated ringside here. Judge 5 scored the bout, or scored the round in favor of Omar Salah Ibrahim. So that score was rendered 9-9. when the point deduction was taken into account. So round 2 has been swept unanimously by Aktem Zakirov, and he is in a really commanding position, leading by 3 points for 4 of the scoring judges. And for judge number 5 from Wales, it is 1 point in favor of the man in red. So quite simply, in the context of this sport, the man in blue needs a stoppage. Could go in search of a dominant final round, but short of putting this man on the canvas and keeping him there for the count of 10, one simply cannot envisage a scenario where Aktem Zakirov, the national championship silver medalist in the 2020 Russian event, he lost in the gold medal bout against Vasily Zakirov, the multiple-time champion, after beating the fancied Vadim Kudryakov at the semi-final stage. But one can't imagine a scenario where, short of being dumped onto his pants, there's a nice 1-2 combination that pings his head back, but he immediately puts the earmuffs on once more, gets back into range, and lets his hands go in a flurry, which ended with a right hand to the body. Well, Omar Salah Ibrahim has been on the wrong side of the referee for a large portion of this contest, but he was having his head pulled down there for my money, and he was spoken to about keeping his head up. Oh dear me. Well, you really do feel for Omar Salah Ibrahim, because he's been doctor point again. Doctor point for excessive holding pretty early on in round number 1, and here in round number 3 as he scores with a good right uppercut. Not to say that Omar Salah Ibrahim isn't holding, but surely Zakirov has been culpable in that department as well. But he's disguised it more effectively as Omar Salah Ibrahim brings that right uppercut into play once more. There's another 1-2 combination, but rolling with the punches. Here's the compact figure in red, tucking up tightly to let those shots slide off his gloves. He uncoils a right uppercut on the inside, lands with the left hand on the resumption. But he simply hasn't given the man in blue any breathing room. The referee just reminding the boxers of their responsibility to heed his instructions. And again, he did a terrific job of making Ibrahim miss during that combination there. Did Zakirov. He was inside, he was in punching range, but the way he was dipping and rolling just ensured that Salah couldn't find, Omar Salah Ibrahim couldn't find any effective offense. So less than a minute to go here. And Omar Salah Ibrahim, who competed in the 2017 World Championships. We lost at the quarterfinal stage to the eventual champion, the tiny giant Johannes Argalago of Cuba. That was in Hamburg, so effectively a home championships for him. And to make it through to the quarterfinals of a global event clearly demonstrates the man's ability, but he's been met with a rough, tough customer here as Zakirov lands with a good right hand to the jaw of the man in blue. And for the first time, he elects to go backwards. Knew that the 10-second clapper has sounded, and that is a very accomplished display indeed. Despite his lack of inches in terms of height and stature, it is anything but a disadvantage for Aktem Zakirov. Boxing brilliantly out of a crouch. Applied educated pressure throughout the course of the 3 3-minute rounds against Omar Salah Ibrahim, who was doctor point in round 1 and round 3. Here's the verdict, which will see the man in red go through.
Unanimous decision in the red corner from Russia.
And there is confirmation of a unanimous points decision victory of the wide variety. Omar Salah Ibrahim docked 2 points, 1 in round 1, 1 in round 3, hence the margin of victory for Aktem Zakirov. And his seed-slaying exploits continue here at the European Under-22 Championships, having eliminated the tournament number 3 seed, Ali Zamanov of Azerbaijan, in the round of 16 at the quarterfinal stage. He's accounted for the tournament number 6 seed, and he goes through to the medal podium and the final 4 at the semi-final stage of the men's 52-kilogram flyweight tournament.
Ring A. Bout number 173. Into the red corner, please welcome the boxer representing Belgium, Zakirov, Budi. Into the blue corner, please welcome the boxer representing Romania, Gerlianu. Referee, Croatia. Judge 1, Kosovo. Judge 2, Armenia. Judge 3, Netherlands. Judge 4, England. Judge 5, Montenegro. In the red corner, from Belgium, Zakirov, Budi. In the blue corner, from Romania, Gerlianu. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by split decision in the red corner, from Ireland, Patrick.
So we remain in the 52 kilogram flyweight division. Quarterfinal action between boxers from Belgium and Romania. The taller figure, wearing red, is the Belgian boxer Zakirov. Budi, his opponent, wearing blue, the compact southpaw who is onto the front foot and scoring to both body and head with another swarming attack, is Kazmetov Gerlianu, the tournament number 2 seed. Who has already booked his place at Tokyo 2020. That tournament scheduled for next month, of course, keeping himself busy here as he goes in search of more continental success. In the 2019 edition of these championships, he came away with a silver medal down at 49 kilograms. He lands with an arcing right hand and then a beautiful left hand over the top, and the taller figure in red being made to become just a little bit disorganized. And another left hand crashes home, and then a right hand around the corner and another one, and it's a sustained assault. Just over the minute gone mark, right hand to the head, left hand to the body. And Budi has got to do something to prevent the referee from issuing a standing count here. He's trying to keep his legs moving, but look at the pressure being applied by the feet to carry Gerlianu into punching range. Nice move off the ropes by Budi, just to get the distance back between himself and his opponent, but that is a luxury he has been ill-afforded, as another right hand lands twice in quick succession for Gerlianu, who really has cranked up the pressure here. Budi trying to use straight shots to keep his man at bay, but Gerlianu has come out in determined mood and started at a rapid rate in this, the first of 3 scheduled 3-minute rounds. Okay. So 2 minutes gone, and it has been a dominant 2 minutes so far for the tournament number 2 seed. And again, the legs looking just a little bit unsteady. They became entangled. And again, as we've pointed out previously, is often the case between a southpaw and orthodox boxer. Gerlianu catching those shots on his gloves, lands with a left hand to the body. A right hand landed with the inside of the glove, which rendered it a slap. May well have strayed around the rear of the head as well, as there's a combination on the resumption once more. Left hand to the body, right hand to the head. Beautiful left hand to the solar plexus, landed by Gerlianu, who though is bombing over the top with the southpaw right once again. And Budi simply cannot find the range as he remains wide-eyed and totally locked in on this marauding little figure who won't give him any breathing room. But he hasn't found the range with any consistency in the face of these swarming attacks being launched by the tournament number 2 seed. This perhaps the most respite that he's had during the course of that first 3 minutes. Brilliant opening round of boxing produced by Kazmetov Gerlianu. The tournament number 2 seed came charging out of the gate and was all over his man. An assault which he sustained for practically the entire 3 minutes. So just awaiting the live scores at the conclusion of the first 3 minutes of action. Wouldn't surprise me if there were a couple of 10-8 sprinkled in there. In Olympic style boxing, AIBA boxing, EUBC boxing. 10-8 round isn't necessarily for putting your man or your opponent on the floor. And there's confirmation. 10-8 for judges from 3 and 5 from Netherlands and Montenegro, because that was a very clear round indeed in favor of the man in blue. He's taken the first round unanimously. So into the second round we go. Zakirov Budi of Belgium has got to try and find some sort of alternative adaptive strategy here, because he was in danger of being overwhelmed during the course of the first 3 minutes. So looking to work his way inside once again is Gerlianu, and he has done so effectively once more. And this isn't naked aggression, this is educated pressure being applied. Watch how he keeps his eyes on his opponent, bobs and weaves on his way in, catches the shots, and then hitting and holding being employed. Spotted immediately by the referee, but that won't hurt the torso or the rib, that won't help the rib cage of Budi, because while he was being claimed around the neck by the right hand, 2 left hands were sunk into his abdomen, testing whether he's been doing his sit-ups and medicine ball work. And even though he was spoken to about it, well, they were scoring shots and heavy shots as well. His left hand lead brings about a standing count. Terrifically picked punch by this buzzsaw of a boxer wearing blue. Cosmin Petra Gerlianu continuing to find the range with all manner of punches. That time it was a straight southpaw left. He goes in search of that shot on the resumption. And credit to Budi, he's trying to maintain the distance between himself and his opponent, but he's not having much success in controlling the distance, because Gerlianu is using subtle moves to get himself on the inside. He's pivoting, he's bobbing, he's weaving, he's slipping as he scores with a good right jab to the body, then scores with a corkscrew left. Bull rush is neatly evaded by Budi, who spun to turn the tables on Gerlianu. So 2 minutes gone in the second round. Standing count has been taken by Budi. Right hook around the corner lands upstairs for Gerlianu. Check left hand was a nice move employed by Budi. Hard right hand dug into the body of the man in blue by Budi. Picked that shot well, but then he took a left hand over the top during the course of that coming together. Good defense with the gloves on forearms once again, as going in search of the bolo was Budi. He's tried that shot on a few occasions in the last 40 seconds or so. But Gerlianu, who's demonstrated good defenses. Here's the bolo in effect once more, couldn't quite find the range, the man in red. So closing seconds of this second round, one that was perhaps just as dominant as the first 3 minutes produced by Cosmin Petra Gerlianu. So a very good round of boxing indeed. And even though this is a weight-governed sport, the variances that can occur within those weight classes can be stark and dramatic indeed, and that's exactly what we have here in this 52 kilogram flyweight quarterfinal. It's another dominant round, this time 10-8 for 4 of the 5 scoring judges in favor of the tournament number 2 seed. So as we prepare to go into the third and final round, Zakirov Budi needs a stoppage to overturn the deficit that he faces with 6 minutes in the book. So into the third and final round then. It's been terrific action so far, but the man in control of the action has been the boxer wearing blue, and credit to Zakirov Budi. He's trying to get onto the front foot now, thanks to the live scoring and evidence here at the EUBC Under-22 Continental Championships. All of the principal parties will be aware of the state of the contest after each concluded round and aware of the fact that he's trailing heavily. Gerlianu lands a good right hand while exploding upwards. Right hand lands once again, but it's a slap is what the referee indicates. But aware of the fact that he was trailing, Budi did come out and try and do something different. He tried to get onto that front foot and back up this boxer who is so effective coming forwards. But by moves such as that, where he was able to dip beneath the punches, he's making it a very difficult endeavor indeed for Budi to try and land cleanly with his longer straight punches. Forward foray from Gerlianu wasn't the most accurate. And again, given the angular, rangy physique possessed by Zakirov Budi, not ideally suited to work up close and in the trenches. Tries a right hand lead there against the advancing southpaw, but couldn't quite find the range. Good right hand landed on the inside by Gerlianu. Budi spun himself out of the corner and went in search of a counter, but couldn't land on the money. So 2 minutes gone in this third and final round, and Budi in the realm of needing a knockout here. Flailing away with that left hand is Gerlianu. Attempted left jab tried by Budi. Beautiful corkscrew shot uncoiled by Gerlianu, the more eye-catching shot of that trade-off. And again, terrific defenses demonstrated by Gerlianu, who was caught as Budi retreated. Big swing and a miss with the southpaw left, but he's done a very good job as Gerlianu of blocking punches with his gloves and forearms like that, pivoting while in the pocket, changing angles in front of his man. Comes up with the head there, spoken to immediately about that by the referee. Mouthpiece has been dislodged. After that clash of heads. So a quick rinse and a reinsertion, and on the resumption, the 10-second clapper will sound almost immediately. Well, this has been a terrific display of boxing at short and mid-range produced by Cosmin Petra Gerlianu, the tournament #2 seed. Aside from that little move laterally to his left, has almost invariably been on the front foot. Nice to see that respect between the boxers and the opposition's corner. But it will be Cosmin Petra Gerlianu who will round out the final four, where he will face off against a boxer of similar stature in Akhtem Zakirov of Russia. What a contest that will be at the semi-final stage. That bout scheduled for tomorrow. We're just awaiting official confirmation of what should be a unanimous point decision victory of the wide variety in favor of Cosmin Petra Gerlianu over Zakirov Budi.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, representing Romania.
So there is confirmation of a unanimous point decision victory for Cosmin Petra Gerlianu of Romania. He goes through to the semi-final stage to round out the medal podium, but of course he'll want nothing less than championship gold, having medaled in this tournament previously, coming away with a silver in 2019. He wants to go one better. He's ever closer to that stated objective as he goes through to the semi-finals, eliminating Zakirov Budi of Belgium. Boxed very well indeed, but simply couldn't contain this explosive little figure in blue. He goes through to the medal stadium, the medal rostrum.
Judges. Judge 1, Israel. Judge 2, Italy. Judge 3, Wales. Judge 4, Sweden. Judge 5, Belarus. In the red corner from Poland, Brac. In the blue corner from Georgia, Capanadze. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by unanimous decision in the red corner, representing
So we move into the 56 kilogram bantamweight division. This action at the quarter-final stage of the tournament. 15 boxers comprise the 56 kilogram bantamweight tournament. The man wearing red, Paweł Brac of Poland, is the tournament #1 seed. And as such, he's the only boxer that didn't box in what was effectively the round of 16. So it's the first bout of the tournament for him, even though it's the 5th day of action. The man wearing blue, operating out of the southpaw stance, is Georgi Capanadze of Georgia. He booked his place in this quarter-final stage, courtesy of a 4-1 split decision victory over the home boxer Gerlianu of Italy in the round of 16. It was a close 4-1 split decision, 28-29 on all 5 scorecards, 4 of them favoring the man in blue over his Italian opponent. So that's how we've arrived at this quarter-final stage. The winner guaranteed a medal here at the under-22 Continental Championships. Good right hand landed to the body. It was a corkscrew shot by Brac. Looking for a right hand over the top against the southpaw wearing blue. Whipping right hand to the body, just grazed the jersey, but may not have landed on flesh and bone as Capanadze gets through with a good shot of his own. And the floppy hair of Brac just accentuating the fact that it landed as his head was swiveled to the side. Good right hook dug into the left flank of the man in blue by Brac. Beautiful single shot landed upstairs by Capanadze. Contrasting styles in evidence over the course of the first 2 minutes here. Out of that southpaw stance, Capanadze, very conventional, very textbook. A little bit more flair, a little bit looser of limb is Brac, who tries for a left-right to the body, but was short of the mark by some distance. Looking for that right hand lead against a southpaw once again. Picked off by a left hand. As Capanadze changed his feet, ended up orthodox momentarily as he walked his way through. Gets his glove up effectively to block the counter that he suspected was coming from Brac. Nice moves from Brac to dip beneath the offense of the man in blue and then score with a 2-shot combination to the body. Really dug those shots in effectively before making Capanadze miss once again. Good left hand landed to the solar plexus of the man in red from Capanadze. Really turned his palms up towards the marquee ceiling and twisted that shot in. Grazing right hand landed to the body once again. And both of these men going to the body really effectively with both straight shots and bent arm punches during the course of that first 3 minutes.
Seconds out.
So into the second round then. Onto the front foot is the southpaw wearing blue, really going in search of his man as he looks to quicken the tempo after that first 3 minutes. So Brac is bobbing and weaving in front of his man, picked off by a southpaw right as he continues to target that right hand to the chest of his opponent. Left hand not too far away from Capanadze. Neither man looking to work on the inside. Now it's back to beyond punching range once again. Terrific use of the feet to work his way in from Capanadze. Brought about engagement of reverse gear from Brac just to try and keep the distance between himself and his opponent. As Capanadze changing the angle in front of his man very effectively indeed. So Brac just falling short, but that was a straight right cross, which may have grazed the chin. That counter right hand certainly did get through from Brac before the boxers fall into a clinch. And again, neither man looking to work on the inside as they waltz one another around the ring. So Brac edging forwards behind a measuring stick of a left jab. He takes a left uppercut on the inside. Capanadze just lands a sneaky shot while the two boxers were in at close range. Left hand lead out of the southpaw stances from Capanadze as Brac countered it. But again, Brac holding his arms up to show the referee that he's not doing the holding. As Brac lands a right-left combination, then a left hand to the body and right hook to the chin from Capanadze. That's the bell for Ring B as the action continues here. Minute to go in this second round. So Capanadze tucking up, remaining compact, nice defense on the inside to make sure that that uppercut didn't find a home on his chin. And Brac feeling the pace here at this coastal resort at the Rosetto degli Abruzzi. Remember, it's his first bout of the tournament. He's had a long wait. Capanadze already has a victory under his belt from a couple of days ago. So Brac just falling short, but he didn't sustain the attack as the boxers trade off at mid-range. Brac looking to box off the back foot, scores with a good left hand to the body. Right back into the breach steps Capanadze. 10-second clap up indicates we're at the closing stages of the second round. Left hook was a nice shot just before the bell. Clipping shot landed by Brac. And a very intense 3 minutes between these two boxers.
Seconds out.
So to the third and final round then, as we take a look at the scores, all square for 3 of the 5 scoring judges. For judges 3, 4 and 5, it is 19 points apiece after 3 completed rounds. So this one in the balance. And Pavel Brac has got plenty of his teammates and contingent supporting from the temporary stands here at the Rosetto degli Abruzzi. Will he be able to find inspiration from that more vocal support? Because make no mistake, Capanadze has some support here too. But their cheers are being drowned out by the more vocal Polish contingent. Brac lands a good right hand to the body. 19 points apiece for judges 3, 4 and 5 after 6 minutes of boxing. So progression through to the final 4 will be determined by what transpires here in the final 3 minutes. The desire of both men will no doubt be equal. Who will be able to demonstrate that desire by digging deep into their reserves of energy, because it's been a hard-fought contest, this one. Just over a minute gone as Brac breathing with his cheeks puffing up and being sunken like a set of bellows. Such are his exertions. Counter left hand attempted by Capanadze was made to miss as Brac wilts down to the canvas as the two men wrap up one another on the inside. Good left hand landed by Capanadze. Brac fires a quick flurry, but none of them were scoring shots because the defenses of Capanadze were short. His left hook misses. Brac comes back with a right hand to the body. So this contest still in the balance with just a minute to go in this final round. Brac onto the front foot, but he runs into a southpaw right, poked out by Capanadze. Capanadze tucks up tightly, goes in pursuit of his man. Brac swinging and missing with that backhand. Right hand to the body lands by Brac as cries of Polska, Polska audible from the temporary seating once again. It's a terrific atmosphere being produced for these two boxers to compete in. And again, with just under 30 seconds to go, a moment of sustained quality from either boxer could well be decisive here. It's been a rough and tumble type of affair. Who can produce some eye-catching work in the closing seconds? Brac bombing away with that right hand, but continuing to be short of the mark. Grazing right hand lands out of the southpaw stance from Capanadze. Brac continuing to miss with the right hand. Capanadze coming forwards and lands with a solid left hand. Half hook, half uppercut, which jolted Brac's head back, and he gave absolutely everything in pursuit of a place in the final four stage. So too did Georgi Capanadze. Remember, it was all square, 19 points apiece for judges 3, 4, and 5 after 6 minutes of boxing. And it has to be an absolute majority, remember. This one could well be split, but which way will it go? In the event of tied scores, in order to get us to an absolute majority of 3, we'll go to countback. Here's the verdict.
By split decision, in the red corner,
and it is Brac. Pavel Brac, a split decision victor over his game opponent from Georgia. He prevails on a split decision verdict. 4-1. But look at that, 4 scorecards of 29-28. And it is Brac, the tournament number 1 seed, who goes through to the tournament semi-finals and a guaranteed place on the podium. An incredibly keenly fought contest. Georgi Capanadze eliminated at the quarterfinals, but he played his part in what was a terrific contest. It's Pavel Brac who is through to the final 4.
Ring A, bout number 175. Into the red corner, please welcome the boxer representing Ireland, Hessian. Into the blue corner, please welcome the boxer representing Germany, Bajwa. Referee, Italy.
So we remain in the 56 kilogram bantamweight division. This one between boxers from Ireland and Germany. The man in the red corner is Adam Hessian, preparing for his second bout of the tournament after prevailing on a unanimous decision verdict over Gabor Verban of Hungary in his preliminary round contest in a round of 16. His opponent in the blue corner is Umar Bashir Bajwa. So we're underway then. Quarter-final action in the 56-kilogram bantamweight division between boxers from Ireland and Germany. Slightly taller figure between these two rangy boxers is Ireland's Adam Brian Hessian, who's just rounded with a cracking right hand to the body, but the man looking for his own straight shot is the equally angular and long of limb Umar Bashir Bajwa. Both of these men competing in their second contest as Bajwa lands a terrific right hand to the body, but look at the counters in response downstairs from Hessian. Jolting left jab landed by the man in red as the two boxers just keep their eyes locked on one another as the referee intervenes with a call of stop. This one, a skillful contest right from the outset. Right hand over the top is a scoring shot from Bajwa, and he digs the left hand to the body. Both boxers remaining completely focused on one another. And for all the infighting we've witnessed on the first session of boxing as Bajwa lands a reverse 1-2, looping right hand, then a left jab, we're seeing plenty of straight punches as a left right and then another right hand crashes through from Hessian, who then spins off the line to make his man miss by some distance, leaving Bajwa charging to the ropes on the far side of the ring from our commentary position. Bajwa finds himself remaining pinned to the ropes as Hessian looking to work both upstairs and downstairs. So Hessian using a good left jab, just reddening the face of his opponent with it, looking for that backhand once again, but he was off the mark. Hessian tries to drop downstairs with punches to the body and then scores in between the gloves of the man in blue before landing a good left hand and the same shot once again with Bajwa pinned to the ropes. He scores with a left hook to the chin, and Bajwa's brisk start has just been overcome a little bit by terrific punch picking like that. Left-right combination followed by a crisp left jab, and Hessian is really beginning to find his range now and has enjoyed a sustained period of about 40 seconds of accurate, eye-catching punching. Terrific work in combination style from Adam Brian Hessian as he scores with a right hand lead. Heads come together on the inside. Bajwa landed a single shot as he bites down and steps back into the breach, but where his work was characterized by long straight punches that were landing in the first minute, he's being picked off without reply by jolting punches like that, and he's reddening around the right eye. Hessian doing a terrific job scoring to both head and body, and Bajwa is being backed up and worked over. It's a terrific conclusion to the round from Hessian. Bajwa bravely steps back into the pocket once more, going in pursuit of his opponent. He'll be aware that he's come out second best for the final half of this opening round, and he did land with a good left hook just a few moments ago. But a terrific round produced by the man in red. Really did find the range with about just over a minute gone, and then continued to score with terrific effect, showing wonderful variety and scoring effectively on a consistent basis. I think he's won that round, but what say the 5 scoring judges seated around the ring? And there it is, 10-8 for 2 of the judges, all 5 scoring in favor of Adam Brian Hessian of Ireland, and 2 of the judges scoring it 10-8. Such was perceived to be his dominance, and I don't think those scores are too far wide of the mark, because it was a brilliant performance. After a competitive opening minute or so, Hessian really did begin to find the range with regularity, and perhaps most importantly from his perspective, without reply. So into the second round we go. Looking to maintain the momentum is Adam Hessian. Competed in the previous edition of this championships in March 2019 in Vladivostok in Russia. Here he is, 1 win away from the podium. Bajwa scores with a left jab to the body, same shot once again. And then a right hand just above the belt line of the man in red. But now looking to get his own straight punches working upstairs is Hessian. So bobbing and weaving to make his man miss is Bajwa. Oh, what a right uppercut followed by a left jab. Beautiful pot shotting being demonstrated by Hessian, who really is locked in and scoring with accurate punches repeatedly. Bajwa coming forwards, aware of the fact that he conceded the opening round. Nothing wrong with his conditioning or his commitment as he slips to his left, falls short with his jab, looks for a right hand over the top. Hessian had to wait until the third day to get his tournament underway before prevailing on that unanimous points decision verdict. Actually lost the first round 4-1, but then found his groove in the second and third rounds to prevail. Forward foray from Bajwa, but he's finding his man in red difficult to pin down. Nice left hand after he absorbed two punches from Bajwa. Bajwa came back with a left hand upstairs. Hessian feinting with the feet, looking to lead everything off that left jab that he possesses. Good left hand dug into the body, just wilted Bajwa forward a little bit as Hessian looking to work on the inside, pushes his man away. Bajwa comes back with a straight right hand. Nice defensive maneuver from Bajwa to dip beneath the shot of his opponent, make him miss before trying to make him pay. Good right hand landed by Bajwa. Left hook in response from Hessian. Then he lands a right hand of his own, resulting in a terrific trade-off. My goodness, this is the skillful contest with plenty of spiteful punching in evidence from these two bantamweight boxers. Check left hand landed by Hessian. It may have been with the inside of the glove, rendering it more a cuff than a punch. It caused Bajwa to touch down, but no knockdown, according to the referee. So feinting with the feet once more before stepping into the pocket is Hessian, who employs a hit and hold tactic. Bajwa having his arms tied up by the man in red. Right hand not too far away from Bajwa, who ends the final round on the front foot, and that a hard, hurtful shot dug into the body on the sound of the horn by Hessian, and he is given stern admonishment from the referee about hitting after the belt. Remember, it's a two-ring operation here at the Rosetto degli Abruzzi. It's a bell for ring B, a horn for ring A, and perhaps Adam Hessian just getting confused between the two sounds that curtail and begin the action. Second round scored unanimously once again in favor of Adam Brian Hessian, so he leads 20 points to 18 for 3 of the 5 scoring judges, 20 points to 17 for the other 2, having taken the first round, 10-8 for those 2 observers. So into the third and final round then, and the man in blue, Umar Bashir Bajwa of Germany, has got to really empty the tank in pursuit of his man, because he's trailing by a considerable margin after 2 completed rounds here. He's lost each of the rounds for all 5 of the scoring judges, and for 2 of the observers it was 10-8. Bajwa lands with a good right hand out of that orthodox stance. It was a right hand lead because he didn't set it up with his jab. He's remaining alert and concentrated, but now, after demonstrating his prowess and punch picking on the front foot, Hessian just using the space of the ring to neutralize the forward forays of the man in blue. And even though he was spoken to in no uncertain terms by the referee about that shot after the bell, the reaction it brought about from Bajwa as Hessian lands with a jolting left jab. Maybe Hessian will target the body of the man in blue once again, just to see if fatigue does it perhaps expose a weakness to shots downstairs. But he's using the left jab terrifically upstairs at the moment. Right uppercut, left hook off the ropes, and then hitting as Bajwa turned his back on him during that clinch. Very good display this, showing good variety as Hessian, shown that he can be an effective aggressor. Now he's turning more outright boxer, content to use the space of the ring, showing that he can box off the back foot. But Bajwa always run onto a right-hand lead, but Bajwa comes back with a left jab immediately that snaps the head back of Hessian. Bajwa reddened around the left eye, now presenting a different look in front of Hessian, trying to lure him in so he can uncoil that shot. But in the meantime, with his hands down by his knees, he's being picked off by educated left hands. Right-left combination brings about a standing count. It was a right cross followed by a left jab. The chin of Bajwa completely unprotected, and the referee intervenes to issue a standing 8 count, the first of the contest. But it just underlines the dominance that Hessian has demonstrated the longer this contest has gone on. Bajwa full of desire and determination, but he hasn't shown the ring craft or the guile or the skill set to get the better of Adam Brian Hessian, who's done things pretty much on his terms against a very skillful opponent. But Bajwa will keep going in search of that finishing shot that he needs. But look at the reddening around his left eye. Such has been the accuracy of the work from the gloves of the man in red. Slipping off the ropes, turning the tables to pin his man there, and then just causes him to totter once again as he lands a shot, beautifully picked right uppercut off the back foot from Hessian, who is flowing magnificently and just made his man miss for the final action of the third and final round. Beautiful to see that show of sportsmanship between the two boxers, and respect all round. Hessian in an exchange with the corners, with the blue corners coaches, before making his way back to his own corner to receive high fives from the Irish coaching contingent in acknowledgement of what was a very good display indeed. Adam Hessian surely through to the tournament final four with the tournament #1 seed awaits. In 2019, he competed down at the flyweight division, but here he is. Surely now, he's about to be declared a semi-finalist. And there is confirmation of a unanimous points decision victory for Adam Brian Hessian of Ireland. He didn't progress beyond the round of 16 2 years ago in Russia down at flyweight, but here in 2021, he has gone through to the medal podium in the 56-kilogram bantamweight tournament, and he is absolutely delighted. A very good display indeed to eliminate Umar Bashir Bajwa, who competed with everything he had, but met an opponent who knew just too much for him at this respective stage of their careers. It's Adam Brian Hessian who goes through to the tournament semi-final. He's guaranteed himself a medal, and the tournament #1 seed awaits. Pavel Brac and Hessian will face off in the semi-final tomorrow.
Ring A, bout number 176. Into the red corner, please welcome the boxer representing Russia, Alexei Kiselev. Into the blue corner, please welcome the boxer representing Azerbaijan, Kazmetov. Referee, Belarus.
So we remain in the 56-kilogram bantamweight division, and this one between boxers from Russia and Azerbaijan. The man who is just having his equipment checked in the red corner is the Russian representative, Alexei Kiselev. His opponent over in the blue corner is Maksud Kazmetov. So we're underway then in the bottom half of the draw in the 56 kilogram bantamweight division. This a quarter-final bout between boxers from Russia and Azerbaijan. The compact figure wearing red is the Russian representative Alexei Kiselev, who has really found the range with that right hand. He scored with it twice in eye-catching fashion, looking for his own payback by going down to the body with a bent arm left uppercut. Is Kazmetov, Maksud Kazmetov of Azerbaijan, but the punch picking is right on the money, right from the opening bell by Kiselev. Alexei Kiselev in his second bout of this tournament. Both men prevailing through to this quarterfinal stage on unanimous points decision victories. Kiselev beat the man from Spain on a wide unanimous points decision verdict, 30-26 across the board. Good right hand landed, followed by a left. And even though it was a wide unanimous decision victory, you see he's already sporting a badge of his boxing beneath his left eye, and that gives you an idea as to just how hard this sport is, because he's got that bruising beneath his left eye. Right hand over the top once again from Kiselev. Reverse 1-2 lands for Kiselev. The right hand came first, the left hand was altogether more solid as he landed the jab. Right hand over the top as Kazmetov was backing off without keeping his concentration. He progressed through to the quarterfinals with a unanimous point decision win over Yuri Tomyuk of Ukraine. 3 scores of 28-29 on that unanimous decision scorecard in his favor. So an altogether closer contest. And again, he has the attribute of height and reach, but the way that Kiselev is boxing, he's anything but at a disadvantage. Content to increase the gap, the disparity in height, by boxing out of a crouch on occasion. But his principal asset is very quick feet that he uses to spring himself into range and find the mark. So threatening to pull the trigger on the right hand was Kazmetov, but he didn't fully commit to the shot. Nudging away on the inside is Kiselev. He looked for a sneaky shot on the break once again, but this time Kazmetov avoided it. Good right hand dug into the body from Kiselev. Kazmetov scored with a right hand downstairs of his own. He was doing a good job barricading his head to prevent those straight punches landing, as Kazmetov scores with the left hand to the body by dipping his knees nicely. 3 minutes in the book. I feel that Kiselev did enough to take that round, but what will say the 5 judges seated ringside here. And here's confirmation, 4-1 in favor of Kiselev. The 5th judge scoring in favor of the man in blue. So into the second round then. It was a brilliant start to the opening round, and coming out quickly once again. Beautiful work to both body and head from Kiselev, but looking to back him up. But again, the backhand of Kiselev finds the range as he was skitting across to his right, and perhaps that's a wise investment from Kazmetov to dig down to the body, because the fleet-footed ringcraft of the man in red is making his head very difficult to tag cleanly. It was a hard right hand sunk into the body as Kazmetov looking for that right hand upstairs once again, but he's found his opponent very difficult to tag cleanly upstairs. Possesses terrifically quick feet and uses the space of the ring very well indeed. Kazmetov clearly knows what he is doing. Will he look to follow up on that success he had to the body? Because even when he lands on his opponent, Kiselev did a good job of catching the shot with his gloves to ensure that it wasn't a scoring shot. Can he sustain the attack, Kazmetov? And again, the final word of that exchange, a flashing over the top left from Kiselev. Left jab success is more of eye-catching from the man in red once again, who's remaining up on his toes, darting left and right. Good two-shot combination landed to the body by Kazmetov, and his most notable successes have come when working the body. Looking for the jab upstairs, but look at how much quicker Kiselev is on the draw. Working away with that right hand, the referee didn't issue the command of break, and 3 times in quick succession, Kiselev has scored with that right hand. Kazmetov comes down with a right hand to the body, then a left, and then another left hand to the torso once again. So he really is doing good work to the body. That can often be difficult to register and score as he lands a sickening left hand to the body, which drops the right elbow of the man in red. Kiselev bravely bites down and looks to score to both head and body himself. But the terrific body work of the man in blue has been his primary source of offense in this round, and perhaps that will bring the elbows down to open up the head and maybe slow down the fleet-footed work that Kiselev possesses. That's the bell for ring B. Kazmetov scores with a corkscrew left after his right hand over the top was short by some distance. He's dropped his hands to his knees, trying to present a different look to the man in red. Terrifically skillful contest, this one. Boxers of contrasting physiques, entirely different styles, and for my money, the styles are combining wonderfully to produce a really eye-catching, crowd-pleasing affair. Terrific work to the body once again from Kazmetov, who dug away twice just before the bell sounded to end round number 2. What a round of boxing. Remember, the first round was taken on a 4-1 split in favor of the man in red. Kiselev worked terrifically with his quick-fisted flurries, particularly to the head, and his fancy footwork around the ring as well. But make no mistake, Kazmetov enjoyed some terrific success to the body of his opponent. He still conceded the round, but he's a 3-2 split this time in favor of Kiselev. So it's 2018 for judges 2, 3, and 4. It's all square for judge 1, and for the 5th judge, it is a 2-point advantage for Kazmetov. That particular observer scoring all 2 rounds in favor, both rounds in favor of the man in blue. But with 3 judges in his favor by a margin of 20 points to 18, the man in blue needs a massive final round to overturn that deficit now. Kiselev, aware that Kazmetov was just getting himself back into the contest, particularly by scoring to the body, has come out very quickly indeed. And again, the right hand to the body, a notable, effective punch once again from Kazmetov in blue. Oh, that's a terrific right hand dug in just above the belt line of the man in blue from Kiselev. Then he scored to the right hand over the top before scoring, or taking, excuse me, a right hand to the body from Kazmetov. He just played with his trunks a little bit, maybe indicating to the referee that the shot was low. But again, in Kazmetov's mind, that'll be registered as a reaction, so will no doubt look to target the body of the man in red once more. Bulldozing his man back towards the ropes is Kiselev. Nice move by Kazmetov to turn Kiselev and put him on the strands. Foreign object in the ring momentarily. Is it beyond the perimeter? I think it is. Good left hand landed by Kiselev, and then using the space of the ring effectively once more. The foreign object has been retrieved by the eagle-eyed referee, who made sure it didn't present an obstruction to the boxers. So just beyond the midpoint of the 3rd and final round. As competitive as the first 2 have been. Looking for the uppercut is Kiselev, but remember, Maksud Kazmetov of Azerbaijan needs a massive final round, and that's hitting on the break from Kiselev. This time not heeding the instructions of the referee. He's used that tactic repeatedly, not hitting on the break, but hitting when the boxers disengage. He's caught Kazmetov on a few occasions, as the man in blue has been backing up, not illegally, because on the occasions I'm referring to, the referee never called stop or break. Oh, both men keen to continue to let the shots go. Right hand lead is a nice shot from Kiselev. Only 2 seeds in the 15-man, 56-kilogram bantamweight division. Good right hand over the top, landed by Kazmetov. Nice bobbing and weaving in the pocket demonstrated by Kiselev. Oh, that's a solid right hand landed as the boxers continue to eye one another up just beyond punching range as the bell sounds to conclude the action in ring B. That's the horn to wrap up things here in ring A. And for my money, it will be Alexei Kiselev who will be going through to the semi-final stage. In all probability, it's going to be a split decision verdict because Maksud Kazmetov wasn't able to produce the dominant final round that he needed. Make no mistake, he was in the fight every second of the way, but he didn't do enough, particularly in that first round, to get himself the verdict. And so despite demonstrating his competence, it will be the man in red going through.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by split decision in the red corner, representing Russia.
And there is confirmation of a split decision verdict in favor of Alexei Kiselev. He eliminates Maksud Kazmetov of Azerbaijan, who is a very accomplished operator in his own right, but Alexei Kiselev on a 3-2 split, producing the greater quality over the longer duration for longer portions of that bout, and it is he who guarantees himself a medal. Maksud Kazmetov eliminated at the quarterfinal stage. Just started too slowly, did Kazmetov. Came on strong in rounds 2 and 3, but not enough to overturn the deficit that he faced after 3 minutes of boxing.
Ring A, bout number 177. Into the red corner, please welcome the boxer representing Bosnia and Herzegovina, Ramich. Into the blue corner, please welcome.
So we're coming up to our 8th and final bout of this 17th session of boxing here at the European Under-22 Championships. We remain in the 56-kilogram bantamweight division, and this one between boxers from Bosnia-Herzegovina and Armenia. The man who is already up in the ring is Ramich, preparing for his second bout of this championships, having prevailed on a 4-1 split over England's John O'Meara at the round of 16 preliminary round stage. His opponent over in the blue corner is just having his equipment checked now, and that is Artur Bazian, tournament number 2 seed. So Ramich in red, Bazian in blue, both boxers receiving their final instructions. So we're underway then. Action in the 56-kilogram bantamweight division to round out the medal podium here. This at the bottom half of the draw. The man wearing red is Ramich from Bosnia-Herzegovina. the only representative for Bosnia-Herzegovina here at these championships. The man wearing blue is the tournament number 2 seed, Artur Bazian. He scores with a good left jab to catch his advancing opponent, looking for the right hand over the top, but then backed up. And the quick-fisted attack from the tournament number 2 seed gets in between his gloves. So he's moving around the ring effectively. Is the man in blue. Coming forward behind straight shots but not yet finding the range is Ramich. Slightly taller of the two boxers. Terrifically quick punch picking from the tournament number 2 seed. And Bazian just snaking shots in between the defenses of his opponent. So the greater punch output coming from the man in blue, and just look at that for a blistering combination. And when he came out of that turtle shell and tried to let his hands go, Ramich was picked off once again. So the pressure continuing to be applied by Bazian, who is giving his opponent no respite. The referee taking a close look at the eyes of the man in red because he is being touched up repeatedly, particularly to the head. He's trying to put on the earmuffs and bracket his head with his hands, but such is the accuracy, despite that big swing and a miss from the man in blue, that he's able to breach the defenses repeatedly. He's going for speed, he's going for volume, so he's not putting much leverage into his punches. But my goodness, he is piling up the points. Such is the punch output coming from the fists of Artur Bazian. Nice single shot landed, but look at that. Demonstrated what we were just referring to. Hands held up high, but finding holes in that defense is Bazian. Wonderful accuracy, terrific variety, going around the rear and through the up the middle. And he spent a large portion of the round in that posture as Alan Ramich. Turning southpaw now. Didn't stay in the port-sided stance for very long, but a very good opening round produced by Artur Bazian.
Please welcome the boxer representing Denmark, Bazian. Into the blue corner, please welcome the boxer representing Ukraine, Maxim. Referee Zayat Martin from Slovakia. Judge 1 from Hungary.
So there the scores.
2 from Poland.
10-9 for 4 of the 5 scoring judges. Artur Bazian. Surprised it wasn't unanimous, but one judge scoring in favor of Alan Ramich.
Seconds up. In a blue corner from Ukraine, Maxim.
So into the second round we go then. Artur Bazian taking the first round on a 4-1 split. Alan Ramich of Bosnia-Herzegovina trying to do something different. To his credit, he's getting on the front foot, looking to make his reach and range into an asset, not just an attribute. Oh, that's terrific punch picking once again. And getting onto the front foot after that 2-shot success is Bazian, looking to pin Ramich to the ropes. Nice defensive maneuver, slipping to his left. Bazian to make his man miss. And then the quick combination continues once again. Corkscrew left hand landed by Bazian before it was countered by a left hand from Ramich. Demonstrating terrific conditioning is Bazian, because his punch output hasn't dropped with a minute gone in this second round. And he's not just letting his hands go for the sake of it, he's breaching the defenses of Ramich. And piling up the points with his quick-fisted flurries. Again, terrific work to both body and head. Some of the shots blocked. But Bazian, so much success on the domestic scene. Competed on the global stage in the 2018 World Youth Championships as well. And all of that experience is in evidence here. Good work to the body from Bazian. Tried to respond upstairs, looking for the flashing right uppercut, but just missing. After Ramich turned his head. Or the greater activity of Bazian, standing him in good stead during the course of this contest. And it's not because Ramich doesn't want to be busy, but he simply isn't being presented an opportunity where he can work unless he's prepared to punch with the man in blue. So another very good round of boxing produced by Artur Bazian. There's confirmation of a clean sweep in favor of the man in blue. So it is all square for one judge. The other four have Bazian 2 rounds up. 20 points to 18 with 6 minutes in the book. So into the third and final round then. And Alen Ramich, the sole representative across the 20 weight divisions for both men and women for Bosnia-Herzegovina here at the Under-22 European Championships, needs a massive final round. And I don't think he's going to get it in any way other than putting his man on the floor and getting a stoppage, because he cannot stand with the man and trade. I don't think he's going to outwork the man unless he puts him on unsteady legs, and so Bazian finds himself just covering up and being put on the end of a barrage of unanswered punches. I think he's in that type of territory now. Bazian so switched on, so concentrated, that he'll be loath to present that type of opportunity to Ramich wearing red. Well, credit to him, Ramich. He's come out on the front foot, but then look at how he stopped in his tracks by that 4-punch combination. Bazian putting very little on these punches, but just enough to ensure that they are scoring punches, nudging the head back of his opponent as he snakes his hands through the gloves. There was a right hand over the top that was altogether more solid as he pivoted off that back foot as he let it fly. Just swinging his hand behind his back. But Joe Calzaghe employed a similar move when he dominated Olympian Jeff Lacey up in Manchester. Perhaps the only foot wrong that Joe Calzaghe placed that night in what was deemed to be a 50-50 contest going in between two undefeated super middleweights. But Joe Calzaghe added to what would ultimately be an undefeated legacy on that particular night in Manchester. Well, a point taken off Bazian, and that does make this round interesting, because whatever happens now, Bazian can score no more than 9. If he wins this round, it will be 9-9. It will be 9-9, assuming whatever score he gets, 1 point will be taken off. So if it's 10-9, because he's not dominating the round, then it would be 9-9 for that particular judge. If he is deemed to have lost this round, 10-8, or excuse me, 10-9, then it would be 9-1, which would render it 10-8. So as though he needed any more incentive other than staying in contention for a place on the podium, Ramich has been presented with a golden opportunity here, but he's run out of time in which to take advantage of it. His stance completely betraying him as he was running to punches in the closing stages, but he really did give everything that he had in pursuit of victory. His legs could barely hold him in his boxing stance towards the concluding part of that third and final round. And you have to give the man credit for never giving in, despite trailing after 2 rounds of boxing. That lack of concentration from Bazian, just presenting an opening of an opportunity for Ramich. He's had to take a seat on the stool to get his gloves removed. That's how much he gave in pursuit of victory. But I think despite that scare, it will be Bazian going through. But let's get the official verdict.
The winner by split decision in the blue corner, representing
And there is confirmation
Bazian.
of a split decision victory. Bazian taking the final round for 4 of the 5 judges. But when you take that point off, then it becomes 10-8 for Judge 4 and 9-9 for the other scoring judges. But that lapse in concentration won't please Bazian or his coaches. But he goes through to round out the medal podium in the men's 56 kilogram bantamweight division. He will face off against Alexei Kiselev of Russia in tomorrow's semi-final. So that concludes this 17th session of boxing here from the Roseto degli Abruzzi in Italy. We'll be back at the top of the hour in just over an hour's time here for the 19th session of boxing. And here in Ring A, we'll have action from the men's lightweight, men's heavyweight, and men's super heavyweight divisions. 10 bouts scheduled, so make sure you stay with us for that in just over an hour's time for further action from the European Under-22 Boxing Championships. My name is Ronald McIntosh. Thank you for staying with us, and join us in just over an hour for further action from this continental event. Bye for now.